And we are here with the Dallas Film Festival with the one and only Morgan Spurlock. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Awesome. Thanks so much. So we are so excited to have your film here at the festival, the greatest
me
movie
too.
ever sold. So
Palm Wonderful presents the greatest movie ever sold.
that is correct. Let me re-say that.
Yeah.
Palm Wonderful presents the greatest movie ever sold.
Perfect.
Awesome. So tell us about the original idea in this. What were some of the things that were catalysts to get this going?
Yeah, the whole idea stemmed from an episode of Heroes, which I was a huge fan of that show. I loved it. You know, the first season blew me away. By the second season, you know, they started to incorporate product placement into the show. Like literally, episodes started to feel like commercials at times. Hayden Panettiere was given a car by her father at one point, and as he goes, "Honey, I got a surprise for you," he reaches in his pocket, he pulls out the keys. The camera dollies past the logo on the front of the car. Nissan goes through the frame. It racks focus from the keys to her face, and she goes, "Oh, the Rogue, the Nissan Rogue! Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's the Rogue! It's the Rogue!" And my mouth was agape. I was staring at the TV in like awe. I couldn't believe it. I was like, really? I literally just saw that. That was a commercial in the middle of the show. And so I said, you know what? It'd be great to make a film that kind of rips open the world of product placement, marketing, and advertising. And what if we got the brands to pay for it? And so that was the whole idea where it came from.
Oh, wow. How has it been so far? I mean, you've seen the idea from its inception,
to now.
got the ball rolling,
Yeah.
to now, to the future.
Well, the amazing thing is now, you know, because not only, you know, did we get the brands to come on to pay for it, you know, put them in the movie, but now, you know, the one of the ideas behind the greatest movie ever sold, Palm Wonderful presents the greatest movie ever sold, was to create the Iron Man of documentaries. You know, a documentary that had so many brand partners that when it came out, you wouldn't help but just know that it was everywhere, that it was in theaters, you know, that you would have the T-shirt, the collector cups, you know, all the product tie-ins, which now that's all happening. You know, you go to a store, you'll see Palm Wonderful in the store with the coupon, with the tag on it, with the reminder of the movie. You know, you'll get an Amy's Pizza box that'll have a sticker on it telling you that the film's in theaters. I mean, it's amazing what's happening.
Yeah, that's awesome. Cross-promotion is the key.
It's the key. I mean, it's definitely the key to this film.
Yeah.
Now, if it actually pays off, you know, in getting people to the theaters and getting them to know about the film, that's the big question. So we'll see.
Yeah. So use those coupon codes because that's how they're tracking it.
That's right. Use your coupon codes. Let us know. You know, maybe we'll get a greatest movie ever sold bump to some of the products in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, have you gotten all the impressions that you contractually had to get?
We are on our way. I think we will be very, very close very soon.
So I'm going to go on a limb here.
Yeah.
So the contract was broken out. You had subsequent, I think it's $400,000.
400,000 is still owed to us by Palm. They're above the title sponsorship. You know,
Right.
to become Palm Wonderful presents the greatest movie ever sold was $1 million.
Right.
And so they gave us 600 up front. 500 we went towards the production of the film. 100 of it went to the production of the commercial that's in the film. Because not only is it a movie, but it's a movie that has 3 commercials actually in the film for our top 3 sponsors. And so the other $400,000 that they owe us is tiered out. You know, so if we get 250 screens, you know, around the world, we get another. It's another step. If we get, you know, 600 million media impressions, another step. 500,000 downloads and DVDs, another step. And then if we get $10 million at the box office, we'll kind of accomplished everything.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you.
Wait. So what was the prediction? You said your prediction.
Oh. I think it's going to do great.
Yeah, well, good. I think it's going to do the greatest.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all on board. I love Palm Wonderful now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know, kind of got an idea for where you get your motivation for films, you know. But where is the heartbeat in this? What keeps you going? Because, you know, you went through a whole bunch of sponsors. You had to really track this. And all of the other movies, they're controversial.
Yeah.
So, you know, you have a lot to consider and just like your struggle in the movie. What part am I selling out? To what part am I being true to this message? What is the drive that keeps that message going?
It's a great question. I mean, I think the biggest thing with this film is we were able to maintain full creative control. As much as the brands came in and as much as the narrative maybe shifted or changed over the course of like brands coming on board of saying what they wanted to be in the movie, for me, that helped feed the movie. And we ultimately maintained final cut of the film. Nobody got to see the film before it was finished. Nobody got to tell us to change one frame. So for me, so long as we were able to really maintain the vision, you know, that my producing partner and I like had for the film from the minute we sat down and talked about it to kind of what goes up on the screen at the end, that's important, you know. So I think that we didn't really make sacrifices with regards to giving in or really selling out because ultimately we maintained, you know, our creative control.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Now, switching subjects just a little bit. I noticed that your previous film was dedicated to your son.
It was.
Yes. And do you see a lot of yourself in him?
I see a lot of myself in him. Every time he, you know, every time he makes silly little remarks and says things, and I was like, I know exactly where he got that from.
Yeah, I thought it was so great you having him in this film.
Yeah.
You know, I thought that just
we'll see what he thinks we'll see what he thinks in a couple years. Yeah.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
But that's cool to be able to pass that on, you know, because you have really done a tremendous work, you
Yeah.
know, not only, especially in the documentary world, but also in the messages that you promote.
Right.
You know,
Well,
with
thanks.
Super Size Me, you know, with Finding Osama,
Yeah.
you know, with some of the other films, you've really gone out on a limb, taken that step, but you've also left a legacy.
Well, thanks. Well, you know, hopefully I'll have you call him as he gets a little older. You know, when he turns about 12, 13 and starts to say, you know, what a terrible human being I am and how much he hates me, which always happens, I'll make sure you give him a call.
Oh, no worries at all. Now, one last question. Why Dallas?
Why Dallas? You know, I think that, you know, for me, I love bringing films to places where, you know, it's not seen as being like the biggest place for Hollywood, or it's not just all about entertainment. I mean, I grew up in West Virginia. I grew up in a place that is very much, you know, heartland people, heart and soul folks who really care about their communities, who care about kids. And I find Dallas to be a place that has a fantastic, you know, artistic community here, but at the same time, it's regular folks. It's people who love movies. It's not filled with, you know, people who are like going home and watching, you know, Entertainment Tonight, although I'm sure there are, but it's filled with real people, and those are the places where I love to show my films, because I don't want to just make films for, you know, the East Coast and West Coast. I want to make films for everything in between.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, we certainly appreciate having you here. Thank you so much for the honor to be able to screen your film, to have it as part of our festival. So
I love being here.
I can't wait to see what the greatest movie, back that up, Palm Wonderful, and the greatest movie ever sold, what that does.
Thanks.
And so thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Take care.
Cheers.